This is part 3, bringing back from the dead Chicago Coins Top 10 Pinball Machine. And I focus here on 3 elements in this video. One was the shooter rod that was not working properly, what it took to get it working. The 12 inserts around the playfield that had fallen out got glued back in, and all the rubber rings got replaced because I want to play test and see how the game works. And yes, those are green. They look wrong, I know. All these rubber rings were here in stock, so I just threw them in so we could play test. So let's take a step inside and see how we got here. All right, so here we are. Today's insert day as far as I can tell. I went through and laid out the loose and out of the game inserts off the playfield. Right now there's 12 of them. I went by photos to make sure I get the right ones in the right positions, because there are like a yellow one here and a red one in both out lanes. All the rest seem to be white. So, and then I'm gonna have to come back and do some more leveling and gluing. Get these things nice and level. So I think I'm gonna glue them first, and I'll come back after they dry up and I'll put some clear on top of them. Now this is the first time that I've done inserts in a playfield, and these are the ones that are most important because this is where the ball speed is going to be the highest. So I want these to be the best, the smoothest. So I'm going to practice up here, way up there in that corner. I'll practice down here in the out lanes. Out lanes are pretty important too, because I've seen before where they've sunk and the ball just sits there because they've already slowed down enough to where they lose a lot of momentum. So gotta make sure they're level all the way across, but I think I'm gonna start with this guy right there first. So there we have one insert already in, glued. Just used some of that glue there. Used a matchstick to spread it around, and it's level. Gonna move down to the out lanes now. I'd like to show you something really cool. You see this thing here? Put a little graphic on there, but my buddy made this for me. It's a tool. One side's 1/4 inch, one side's 5/16, and so when you're getting these nuts off the top, it doesn't unscrew the post. So what you do is you find the small one, in this instance, get underneath the plastic, right there. Come in from the top with the 5/16, give it a little screwy, and you're getting only nut. You're not unscrewing the post, because unscrewing the post can sometimes be a little uninspiring. Move to the next. Get under the plastic. Give it a little screwy. There you go. Great tool. I believe these are now professionally made other places, but this is from my buddy Wolfus. Okay, so now I have this whole area cleared out. You can see where the posts were, all the clean spots. I removed the lamps, and let's take a close look inside if we can. Let me get in tight. They got a little corrosion on them. Not bad, actually. The ones in the back left were clearly worse. This will help rejuvenate them. Let me zoom back out here. There we go. Got this at least 20 years ago. You can see the beautiful reflection, and you watch my fingers bend it. I think they call it a flex stone. I could be way wrong with that name. You can see I actually wore the ends off. It's like an eraser, but it has like these little metal shavings or some sort of little abrasive. And what I'll do is I'll get down inside these these sockets, and I'll give them a good cleaning. So when we put new lamps in it, we'll have great connection for many years to come. So anyway, I don't know if Steve Young still sells these out of New York, but it's worth its weight in gold. I should buy another one if they are available. So here I have some white pinball posts dancing around in a bath of simple green. Gonna clean them up a little bit, rinse them off, dry them out, and install them right in that location right there. So this area is all got new rubber rings. This rubber back here actually calls for a 4-inch across. All I had in stock was a 3.5, so it got one that's a little too tight. Everything else looks good. I cleaned the lamps, cleaned the posts, and I'm working off of page 6 in the what is it, the parts catalog, and it gives you what size rubber rings to put where in the corresponding numbers. Okay, so this here is the shooter rod that came with our top 10, and I was saying that it appeared to be shorter than what it needed to be because it wouldn't strike the ball, but only up to 3/4 of the length of the shooter lane. Never would enter the playfield. And check this out. So this is the one, and if you compare it to this is the stock I found somewhere here at the place. It's a used shooter rod, but if you line them up side by side, let me try to line them up. Can you see how considerably shorter this one is? If you look to where the barrel spring would end, it's about equal, I think. So it's about, I would say, 1/2 inch shorter. And all I did since I got it is I put a new tip on it and a new barrel spring and did no other modification. So I don't know how an incorrect length shooter would make it in the game, but I'm gonna put all the other parts back on this extra one here and see if it strikes the ball better and gets it up into the top of the playfield. And one other thing is, it was new ball day here. This is the one that came out of top 10. You can see a little bit of surface rust. Let me spin around, there's some bad spots. No telling how old it is, but here we are. So I threw a brand new shiny chrome ball in, and adios muchacho. Let's go put this new rod in, see if it works. So the length does seem better because it was back over about that far back. So that's the difference, but now it's submarining into the playfield right there. So I'm gonna have to make an adjustment up here, I believe, and raise it so it's kicking up higher and it's not dragging the bottom of the playfield right there. So, because it's actually striking the playfield, and it should hit, I would hope, somewhere center of the ball. So, adjustment time. So I'm making the adjustment with these 2 slotted head bolt screws, and I'm adjusting this plate up and down to get the right elevation for the shooter rod. This is looking back through the game. So if you look at this bezel here, it's thicker here at the bottom than it is at the top. And when it's thicker at the bottom, it sends the rod in a downward position. So you just take it and spin it to where it's thicker at the top, and it's actually gonna be pulling the other end up higher. And now, so I flipped it, and I may have to, since it's so worn here, there's a groove worn, I might have to figure out some way to maybe even space it just a little bit better if it's still not enough. But just by flipping it, I've gained some height. So no spacer was needed. It was just the flipping of this, what do they call this housing that holds the shooter rod. Had no idea that it was that much of a difference by flipping at 180, but trial and error, baby. Keep working till you figure it out. Okay, assembled. Delicious. Wait, what? What is this? How'd you get back in here? By flipping this over, the original shooter rod works perfectly, so my bad. Better stop. We got a failure right here. It does play though, but looks like that post broke.